Let's get ready to lock it down, as the kids say. They don't say that. Nobody says that. In this module, we are going to set up a password manager together from scratch. Quick caveat, there is a strong possibility that when you start working with a new client, they already have a password manager in place. And if that's the case, then whoop-de-doo, let's do a little celebration, because it means you have a lot less to set up. You will still find value in this video, however, as I go through what it's like to add passwords, credit cards, important documents, etc. So I need to sign up for a 1Password account. And I just want to remind you that if you opt for a different password manager, or if a client comes to you with something different like Dashlane, even though the UX design will look different, each and every password manager works in the same way. There are going to be places for you to add URLs, to add login credentials. That includes usernames and passwords, and you can add notes for little reminders for yourselves. As I'm going through the sign up process, the only thing it's asked me for so far is what email I want to use with my account. And then the next thing is every password manager is going to ask you to create a master password. The master password is the code word that you are going to use to get access to all of the other credentials that you keep within here. So you want to make sure it's something that's unique to you and something that you are guaranteed to remember. Now, of course, there are days that you might not remember your super secret password. So each and every password manager is also going to give you some sort of a secret key. What you'll want to do is save the keys as a PDF or copy and paste them somewhere safe, probably in your Google Documents, so that if you do get locked out of your account, you can use one of these keys to get access back in. When you log into any password manager, it's always going to take you to the vault. Think of vaults like a vault. That was probably really unhelpful. Think of vaults like a bank vault. Every client, if you wanted to, could get their own unique vault. This is how I do it. I basically create folders that most of these services called vaults. So I would do client name number 1. If you don't take the time to organize your passwords ahead of time, or you get into the habit of adding your passwords to just the general no folder organization, it's just chaos, and we just can't have that for you. So I recommend every client gets their own folder. Let's create one more vault for our second client, and then I can show you how to start differentiating between clients when you actually go to save some passwords. At this fun juncture in time, this is where you get to start collecting login credentials from your clients. Quick pause. If you're a virtual assistant and you want more support around this topic, I've got resources for you linked below. Most VAs will end up adding credentials as you log into accounts for your clients. Sometimes clients don't know or don't have a list of what all their logins are, which is totally fine and to be expected. So they might say to you one day, hey, log into my United Airlines and book me a flight. It's at that point that you get their credentials and you can save it into this vault so that you no longer need to ask them in the future. But piece by piece is usually the way it goes. P.S. Is anybody else really bothered by that C that I have after client 1? It's irritating me, but I'm not going to change it. Let us click into a vault so we can see what it's like to manually add items. So I'm in client 1C's vault and I need to add a new login credential. If we're doing this manually, the easiest thing to do is simply click new item. We'll cover these bad boy features in a second, but we want to add login, and then it's very straightforward from here. What you'll want to do is rename the login so it's easy to access. So I'm going to say client 1's Netflix account. I panicked, you guys. Maybe your clients will give you access to their Netflix account. I don't know. But at this point, this is where we would put their username in and their password in. We'll also need to include the URL. Once we're done adding the details, we click save. It's the same process over here if we needed to add different items for client number 2. New item, choose your path forward, enter the details. Some of the items that you were guaranteed to save in your vault are credit card details. Document is where I typically add passport. So it's usually a PDF or a scan of their passport. You will likely also want to add your client's state IDs, licenses, national ID, etc. You will be astonished how much you have to input your client's full legal name, date of birth, and work title. And would you be surprised if I told you that that is the basis of password management? Now, saving logins is just one half of the equation. Some clients have asked me, am I able to give you my login credentials without showing you my password? That doesn't happen often, but these password management systems are really good about secretly sharing things. When a client wants to share credentials with you, all they need to do is hit the share button, and they can either email it directly to you or share a link with you. And by the way, all of these systems are really good about giving you a heads up if your or your client's emails have been found on the dark web, or if you have a terrible password.